Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Ascona B project. This time we're going to be playing with rope. I'm just kidding. So we're actually going to start tearing the motor down. This will be part one. There's a lot of content. I really don't need to speak for all of it. It's mostly self-explanatory. So unless I feel the need to talk, I'm just going to cue the music. If you're going to be tearing down a motor, I really can't stress this enough. I know I've already said it multiple times before, but make sure you take out all of the liquids. It's going to bite me several times in this episode. Feel free to laugh at me, it's my own fault. Here's a tip for you. You're really going to listen to this one. Take a bag and a Sharpie and label all of the bolts and where they go, so that when you have to put it back together, there's no guesswork of what goes where. The last little tidbit of information I'm going to offer you is going to be that these old Opel overhead valve motors use the 10mm and 13mm wrench and ratchets and sockets and all that a lot. So I know it doesn't apply to everyone out there, but if you do have one of these, there you go. One thing you want to be careful with when you're taking on a mechanical fuel pump is not to throw a lever on the backside of the pump. Otherwise, fuel is going to squirt up out of the nozzle, and it almost hit me in the eye. Luckily, I was wearing glasses. To remove the starter, you're going to have to pull out the motor mount first, and it's because the motor mount is actually blocking the starter from being pulled out. So to replace it, you're going to have to use a wrench on that top bolt. You can't get a socket in there because there's a little knob on the starter that stops that from happening. But once you get that top bolt out, the rest of the motor mount is going to come out easy. Once you get the motor mount out, you can pull the starter straight back and it'll be free from the block. When you're removing the thermostat, don't just jam the screwdriver wherever it looks like it'll fit. You'll see the little flat spots in the old circlip ring. That's where you want to put it and gently pry it out. I am not going to lie to you. Removing this water pump was way harder than it should have been. And part of it was my own fault. Part of it was this bolt right here gave me a lot of trouble. The bolt kept stripping no matter what socket I put on there. I ended up using an old trick where if you take a chisel and you hit the bolt at the right angle, it'll help push the bolt loose. I don't suggest doing that. I ended up breaking the corner off of a water pump, and now I'm in search of a new one that has the Opel symbol on it. And I really just want the old Opel symbol for fun, but it's something to note. The second reason why I had so many issues with this water pump removal was because I didn't know that you could take off that pulley. On my car, it was seized on there, and I thought it was just all one piece, and it took me way longer than I'd like to admit to find out that all you need to do is really just pry it off, and it comes off real easy. Tearing the head off the block was the most exciting and rewarding part of breaking down this engine. It was fun, exciting, and a real motivation booster, but I will have to warn you. The head gasket that's still on the block is the only thing holding the push rods upright. So if you want to keep everything in its original place, you'll want to bag and tag all of the push rods before you remove the gasket. Otherwise, all of the push rods will fall over and you'll instantly lose track of everything. So, if you don't want to cry and scream like I did, do yourself a favor and take those out first. More useful info for you. So these flywheel bolts are not Torx bits. If you put Torx bits in there, you're gonna screw up the bolt. Don't ask me how I know, I'm a little sour from it still. But they're this weird 10 or 12 point star thing, as you can see right now. So the Torx bits actually fit in there nice and snug like they should, and any Torx bit that you get is just gonna weeble wobble everywhere. You're gonna strip the bolt, bad news bears.
Go.
So this concludes part 1 of the motor teardown. Thank you all for watching. Enjoy your day and we'll see you next time. Have a nice day.